Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Divine and this is Pétite Elohim. So this is my first video. I don't know if you guys can tell if I'm nervous. I don't know if you can tell, but so today's video is just going to be an overview of what the channel is about, what to expect, what to not expect, when to know if I'm not being true to what I've introduced myself to, or if I'm not being true to what this platform is about, right? So let's get into it. As I've said, my name is Divine, full name Divine Kibwe. I am Congolese, and in English it is translated to divine, but I prefer if you call me Divine. Cool. The name of my channel is called Pétite Elohim, which is in French and it translates to little creator or little God. So I'm gonna read a verse from the Bible where this phrase came at me, and it is from Psalms 8 verse 3 to 6, which says, "When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you set in place, what are mere mortals that you should think about them, human beings that you should care for them, yet you made them only a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. You gave them charge of everything you made, putting all things under their authority." And this is what my spiritual father usually calls the whole congregation. He calls us Pétite Elohim. So I understand it to be God creating us and putting all his likeness inside of us, meaning that we are able to give life, meaning that we are able to be creators as well. We are able to be creatives. So this verse is something that we are going to break down as we grow into this channel, as we grow into this page. We're going to find out how we can be creatives, how we can bring something in the world and leave it here for people to continue that legacy. Cool. So Pétite Elohim is going to be focusing on discovery, faith, and growth. How to discover yourself in your faith and how to grow from that faith. So that's basically it. That is summing up what this page is about. Not to say that we're not going to be having some fun here and there with vlogs, lifestyle, but it's mostly for you to grow into the purpose that God created you to live in. We were created by God, and God put his likeness in us. He put his nature in us. That means we can be creators. That means we can create like God has created. And the verse that I read to you basically tells us that he made us lower than himself, but he has given us authority over everything. So when you come into this world and you feel so doubtful about your capabilities, you feel so doubtful of whether you have the capacity or the skills or the knowledge or the resources to put what is inside of you out there, these are just a few points that I came up with to help or encourage somebody. And feel free to drop in the comments other helpful tips that you've got or other helpful tips that we could look into together, because this is a page to discover in faith and to grow in that faith. Cool. So the first thing I want to talk about is obedience. Okay, obedience is a very, very, very important. We learn this throughout the whole Bible, that obedience goes a very, very long way, and the famous verse is that obedience is better than sacrifice. So if God is putting something in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit for you to do, obey. The first thing that you need to do is say, "Yes, Lord, I am going to do this." You don't need to ask questions. You don't need to try and figure it out yourself. You don't need to put 1 + 1 = 2. You don't need to do any of that. You just need to take that, avail yourself. When you say yes, you are availing yourself to what God wants to do through you. So the first thing you need to do is obey. If you're told to start a business and you only have 100 Rand in your account or 100 Rand in your pocket, obey and start it. God is the one that's going to provide. He is the provider. He is Jireh. So obedience is the first thing. The second thing is do your research. There are I keep saying very many, forgive me. There are many resources. There are many industries that you could be under or that you could be pushed to go to. There are many industries, and Sometimes you don't have the knowledge or the skills for that, but there are resources where you could get that knowledge. There is YouTube, there is online, there is websites, plenty of those where you could get the knowledge you need to start what you need to start. Obey and then do your research, but then don't stay there. Don't limit yourself with that research. Don't want to be perfect. That's my next point. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know it all. So let me just be realistic with this part. Is with this whole YouTube channel thing, I created it a while back, like in 2022, around I think September. I created my YouTube channel. I posted the link on my WhatsApp status, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't write nothing. I just posted the link on my status, and the people that tapped in saw that it's me that created a YouTube channel. Why I did that is because I didn't want people to know that I'm taking that step to create a YouTube channel. I didn't want people to discourage me. I didn't want to get too excited and then not do what I need to do. So that was a problem. And then the other part was I started doing my research. I started looking at how to edit, how to create thumbnails, how to put music, what angles to take the video at, pictures and all of that stuff. I was doing my research, but then I wanted to be perfect at it, and that was making me make excuses. I'm just like, no, I'm not ready yet because I don't know how to add music to my video. No, I'm not ready yet because I don't know how to take pictures. No, I'm not ready yet because I'm not ready. So don't let your research deter you from the work. Don't let your research make excuses for you. Don't make excuses because of your research, but don't stop there. You don't have to know it all. You can learn along the way. Growth is gradual. Growth is forever. Learning is forever. You learn every day. You learn from different people, and I'm hoping to learn from you guys as well. The last point is the most important point, and this is going to sound very cliche, very funny, I've heard this before, but do you, be you, use what you have and use what is around you. Many times we hear that people are saying, just be yourself, don't try and be other people, use what you have, use what is around you. And let me just start with do you and be you. In this society, we're told to be ourselves, but there's a standard of how yourself should look. If you want to be yourself, you need to have this type of phone. If you want to be yourself, you need to speak this type of way, have this kind of education, have this kind of skills, be in a certain environment. But that's not how it's supposed to be. For you to be yourself, it is for you to turn out the way you have turned out is because of your surrounding. It is because of the people in your life. It is because of where you come from. And that is what makes you be you. So the standard that society has put for being yourself, you have to unlearn that. You have to put shit aside and use what you have. Funny enough, as I'm doing this video and I'm saying use what you have, I'm not using my phone. I'm using my friend's phone. And that goes to the point of use what is around you. There are people around you who have what you need. There are people around you who have the knowledge that you need, who have the resources, who know people who can help you to be on the next level. So in the sense that you might not have it, but you know someone who does. And that person may be willing to help you get to the place where you have to be, right? So yeah, guys, those were just, I think I did 4 or 5 points. Not too sure. I did 4 or 5 points that I think are the most important when you are set to giving life, when you're set to making an impact with your gift. So I hope that really helps somebody, and I hope that if I've missed anything or I still need to look into anything, that you guys are going to drop it in the comments. I would really appreciate your engagement, since this is my very first video, and yeah, it'll help me a lot. It will really encourage me. So thank you guys for tuning in, and if you've watched this far, I am so grateful. Please like, comment and share if this impacted you. Thank you and welcome to Pétite Elohim, and I hope we can all be Pétite Elohim, little creators, just lower than God. You get started? Of course. No, wait. Don't even know it. It's
the start. Wait.
After studying business information technology. I sound very hurt. Yeah.
You can use this as part of your intro.
Okay. So, is it too close to my face? And I'm scaring people's kids. My baby eyes.
Oh, sorry.
This is the new language translation. Is that the one?
I don't know.
That is the NLT version. She has friends.
I'm recording.
Now I'm shy. Stop making me. Junior, move. In fact, go out. You're making me
I'm
shy.
stopping.
Get out.
Just need baby. No, so it was fine. It was open.
Oh, give us that push, so we're able to do what we need to do. Okay. Pétite Elohim, which means little God or little creator. And you can expect development. Why did I say development? Maybe.